hello, hello, hello. Starting up nice and slow. Audio should be working. Just pulling up some reference for myself, just for the fun of it. Just for the fun of it. Misplaced the brush. Alright then. I'm gonna do it like this. Hey, Alistair Build, hello, and Andy Gorman, welcome from, well, not down under, but next to down under. Was there any previous stream recently? This is the first stream of you I'm on. Usually every Thursday at this exact time, and I think last week there was an Inktober stream. So technically there should have been one, but I have been out of commission for the whole month of September. I was on vacation in Greece, so there might be some leftover stream missingness, to use a very scientific word. Is that a new pen? No, it's quite old. I had this Stabilo for the longest time. It's just I don't use it as much. I usually go for my where do we have it? Where do we have it? There we go. My good old Lamy Safari. When I was buying these, I didn't look at the pen nib, and both are M, which is medium, I guess. And they both are a little bit thick for my taste, but I feel like with the Lamy I can achieve slightly thinner lines, so I usually go with the Lamy. And this one I do when, in this case, I just want to warm up. I'm just doing some quick gestural sketching, or when I'm just doing some ideation. How is everybody doing? There was one earlier this week. Yeah, definitely not this week. Can you adjust line width with more pressure, or is it pretty much consistent? It is pretty consistent, so I can do slightly thinner and then a bit thicker, but I can't really go as thin as I would like. So as you can see, between thinnest and thickest, there's not a big difference. And then if I take my Lamy, there should be somewhat, technically no, but at least here the thinner one feels thinner than on this one. So I prefer my Lamy over that. But then still, then the best one is the dip pen, because with that you can achieve quite significant thickness. differences. Mm. Give me just 1 second. I am. There we go. DO pens are great, but dip, okay. But the hassle of using that ink well and clean up hold me off sometimes. I should get my dip pen back out. Clumsy fingers this morning. Yeah, I agree. It still doesn't feel as I don't want to say as good, but I prefer sketching with fine liners. I just feel more control over the lines, as opposed with a dip pen that feels a bit more illustratory. And yeah, I am going to like this. That's what I want to use tonight as well, since it is Inktober still. I had this lying about here, so I thought might as well use this to do some warm-ups. How's what's the situation? You guys also have summer coming now, right, Andrew? Sorry, Andy. Warmer times should be coming there as well. I swear I would like some sort of job where every October, November onwards I would have to go to the southern hemisphere, and then I don't know, February, March onward, or no, maybe March, April onward, I would have to come back here to the northern hemisphere. I feel like that sounds like a good way of spending your year. I've been doing the Inktober challenge and loving the prompts this year. It's warmer, but the winds are getting strong as well. 20 kilometers per hour. Ooh. Would love to see you down here. Little old New Zealand. Yeah. I mean, I would. It's one of those places that it seems to be like the end of the world, honestly, to me. So far away. But yes, definitely would be one day I would like still Australia is also a place where I want to go. I also have a good excuse. One of my former study mates back from engineering. She found her way in Australia and stayed there. So I wouldn't mind visiting her either. And also we have to, our friend Big Rig needs to be visited in New Zealand as well. So there is reasons to go to that part of the planet. All right, that was a good warm up. Let's do some robot stuff, shall we? Let's see what sort of robot stuff can we do. I like that. End of the world, pretty much. We just had a new space film released here, a rather new director called Lucas. And so new actor just making their way in the... And it's not what I meant, you know. Technically it's the beginning of the world, right? If Japan is the country of the rising sun, then you guys have to be counted in that sort of territory as well. It would be not fair to not count you amongst them. Okay. So when does work start for you, Andy? I know you're a super early bird with your work. Well, depends on what side of the world you look at. We are the bottom, not quite the S band, but it feels like it sometimes. Yeah, I don't know why, but it is funny because you are part of the British Commonwealth, right? So technically, you can't be considered the bottom of anything. Not the biggest fan of the upper body. It's Friday here, so I have today and tomorrow off, then back on Sunday. Oh, that's nice that you have today off then. Well, then why are you up this early on your day off? That is disconcerting, my friend. Like, I'm not sure those are good life decisions. Okay, I think I like this. We can try and translate that into something. There we go. Let's draw some upper arms here. Miss anything? Just trying to get son up and ready for school, but like training a cat. I don't know how that is yet. Ours just decided that he does not want to be changed anymore and cleaned up. So like every time we're trying to change his diapers, he's trying to turn and wriggle into all possible positions. I'm trying to bribe him with food, usually doesn't always work. So while I don't fully feel what you're going through, I can emphasize. I think what if we rest the hand on the ground? I like that. Yep, remember those days? They wriggle so much. Yeah, I'm just at the beginning of that, so. Like I don't know how you were, but I'm semi older dad, I guess I can be considered, with being 40 and the baby being 1 year old. But now we're in a phase where he also wants to walk around a lot, but he can't yet. So he walks by holding our arms, our hands like this. And then I have to bend down and walk with him, and it is slightly killing my back. It's very fun, but yeah, I feel that I'm not in my early to mid 30s anymore. Hey, Mr. Kim, how are we doing? Welcome, welcome. I didn't ask you last time. How was your trip to the seaside? How did that go? I want a compact weapon now. Compact SMG. Images. Let's see what we can find. What about just SMG? Sci-fi. that could work. Nice and windy, as it should. So what did you do? Did you do any like surfing or some crazy stuff like that? Okay. Let's see what we can do with this. We have some toilet paper here if we need it. Wow, this is what I did not want. No way, just chilling, walking and eating. We also visited the bakery museum. That was bakery museum. That sounds nice. Like, do you also get samples there? Or is it only about the history of different pastries? Happy accident. I don't know if it's happy. Dip pen time. Yes, it is dip pen time. It is an accident. I'm not sure about the happy part. would be cool if you got samples. Do they do it the traditional way? It was about the history of bakeries. Samples were felted. That was really cool how lifelike they were. Nothing interactive really. Yeah, it is P90 inspired, the weapon design. I was thinking something like the French FAMAS. Well, let me see if I was wrong. Yeah, I mean, I went a bit more for P90, but I see how the FAMAS could be a good fit for that as well. Uh-oh, we dried up. Hey, Rugai, welcome. Welcome, sir. It's time that we have some American representation in the house. P90 is a very nice Wii weapon. I used the Steyr when I was in the service. Loved the weapon. Was the Steyr the one with the one that's it was futuristic looking? Steyr Aug. What was that? That was Austrian, right? Steyr. Let me see if that's what I thought of. Yeah. That's cool. I didn't know that was a service weapon, and I mean, to be fair, I didn't know you guys have an army. Who do you need to protect against? Like, are you afraid of the Aussies, or why do you have a service? Quick, hide the enemy girls. There will be one incoming, I'm sure. No, we're drying out a bit quick today. Or I'm checking things too much. The graphic novel is going to be so. uh, Andy says we had an army, not sure why. Maybe the penguins were a bit more angry back then. I mean, now they can be angry since they have tariffs on them. There's a high reason for the penguins to be angry now. Hey, P. Sando. Mr. P. Sando, what are you doing here? What is this all about? We will need some proper explanations here, Mr. P. Sando. I like watching you in a creepy way. What the hell, man? What you do now, you just like a creepy little silent man. You don't communicate with us. What is this all about? Hmm? There we go. That's why we're all here. Are you stalking Robert Vicendo? Yes, yes, he is. Benedict Philip, hello, hello. Welcome, Mr. Philip Benedict. So Paul, you're still around there? My friend, how have you been doing? It's been forever. Okay, I did not think the legs through yet, so I have to come up with something for those. And now we will have to wait a little bit for this to dry, I guess. Let's see, let's try and finish up some other parts in the meantime. Buying a house, that's a big move. Are you still are you staying in the same area? Moving somewhere? Need a little break, be right back. Also buying some Warhammers. No, Warhammer is here. This was a... Oops! This was a Dreadnought. This was just a robot I came up with. I like to mix it up. Sometimes I come up with stuff, sometimes I do fan art. Okay, let's dry this pen while that is drying. Buying Warhammer, cheaper to buy 2 houses. Nearly, closer to beach. Okay, that's nice, that's nice. You should hop online, my friend. It's time we catch up a little bit. Also, we are missing a third man for our battlefield. Well, actually, we don't have battlefield because the 2 of us are not gonna get battlefield. Okay, let's see. I think I need a little bit of pen selection here for the legs. I'm not convinced by these legs. Let's see if we have some good reference that could jolt something in me. Did you try printing, Andy? Like a lot of, at least a lot of the people I know who are into Warhammer, what they do is they just buy STL files, 3D files that are ready for 3D printing, and just do it themselves. Or if they have friends who do that sort of stuff, they just ask them to print stuff for them. Something with these legs is not working for me. Andy, I'm just checking out a new resin printer at the moment. I have a few files ready for printing though. I see Games Workshop are cracking down on 3D printing Warhammer style minis on Cut 3D and My Mini Factory. Can't people just get around that by just changing some things and of course not naming it exactly what it should be? Like you should be able to just change a couple of details in there and get away with it. Yeah, definitely need a catch up. Things are gonna be nice and settled here in a few weeks' time. When is the moving in? How long do you expect that to take? Like my biggest dread is always moving. I just like ugh. I do not like moving. Like next time we are moving, I'm just gonna save up for a year or so, and I'm just gonna hire people. I'm just gonna hire people to do everything and just rent a hotel room for myself. And like, hey, when you're done, I'll emerge from the hotel room, but not any time earlier. Hey, Rue's back. Only some moving talk that you missed. House buying, house moving in talk. Nothing concerning, Rue. And technically, you need to change around 10% of the model to not be breaching an IP. Seriously? But games are just attacking everyone. It feels like some YouTube creators have been given warnings to stop promoting them. Damn. That's a bit hardcore, isn't it? Paul says all my stuff is in storage, sold house 1.5 months ago. That's even worse. So you've been living with Lisa for now? But I use my Warhammer paints to repair it. There you go. Shows again that it's worth having Warhammer stuff. Running low. Back, 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 back. There we go. Most expensive door repair ever. Well, I'm not actually doing armies, but I was always Tau. I enjoy doing things for the greater good. It always has to be for the greater good. I used to have Elder and Legion of the Damned. I liked it better when you drew with those cheap pens you got at the convenience store. Why did you like it better, Rue? What do you think is the difference between, at least the drawing wise, that you prefer that style over this? Paul is Eldar too. Alright, Paul. Have a good night and let's catch up soon. I could relate using cheap pens. I've never used one with a nib like that to draw with. Well, that should be like an incentive for you to just try it out, don't you think, Ru? I mean, I can't relate because I never did this before either. For me, this is relatively new. Like when you saw me using it, like what, 2 streams ago? Or in my last video, actually, was the first time where I like properly used it. Like I think somebody gave this to me at one point, and I never got around using it, and I thought like, hey, since it's Inktober anyway, why not go to the proper OG inking tool, which in this case is a dip pen. But honestly, it's not that much different from using just a simple cheap pen. The thing is, I can't use those cheap ones because none of those are waterproof. And since it's Inktober, I do like doing a little bit of ink wash. And for ink wash, I either need fine liners that can handle a little bit of water, or I need like proper ink like this that can also handle water. Okay, I think we're going to take a short break for this one to dry, and then I'm gonna erase the pencil lines and see where I can add a little bit more black. Let's see if we need catching up. I'm still trying to use the felt tips and brushes for Inktober. I mean, that's also nice. It's it depends how much you want to experiment, I would say. Like I can show you the rest here. This is all, I think, my Tombos. Mostly Tombow, not Tombow. This is all Tombow and a little bit of watercolor. Tombow, Tombow, Tombow. And then these are the only dip pens. Everything else is fine liner. Okay, it's not the cheapest fine liner, I'll give you that, but fine liner nonetheless. So any drawing tips, techniques, questions I can help people out with? Because otherwise I think I might do the erasing and adding some extra lines and whatnot off stream as well. But if you guys have any questions or comments or wishes, I can jump on that. Like last time, I don't know what I was erasing. I think here I was erasing something, and you can see that I smeared quite a bit of the ink. So this time around, I don't want to rush that part. Searching for a book to read. Ooh, did I? I thought I brought it up, but I did not. What I can recommend is did you see the movie Arrival? That movie is based on a book by Ted Chiang called Stories of Our Life and Others. Now, that is very, very recommended, but if you already read that, Ted Chiang has another book called Exhalations. So, Ted Chiang, Stories of Your Life, I think. And also Exhalations. Both of these I can recommend. So then jump on Ted Chiang Stories of Your Life. It's like short sci-fi stories, but written by, he's actually he was a scientist. So they're very interesting. The Bible and the Quran are good to put to sleep. Ouch. Yeah, I don't know when it was the last time I was trying to read the Bible, but I didn't get anywhere. It was just way too dense, and it's not written to be read in a reasonable manner, I think. Rex? Are you getting sleepy as well, Kim? Is it time to go to sleep? Yes. Player 1. I want to ask that if we stuck at drawing is not improving after a certain point, what should we do? What are you doing that is not improving? It depends a lot. Like usually, what I always think helps if you switch to life drawing. Like if you are an industrial designer, then just draw what you see. So in this case, the most reasonable thing for me is like I don't know. I take this bottle of ink, right? I look at it, I place it somewhere, and then I try to draw what I see. And then I try to see, okay, does it work out for me? Does it not work out for me? How does it work out? Where do I fail? And I try to identify what is hard for me. And then I try to concentrate on improving whatever gives me the most difficulty, because it's easier to not just progress but also feel progression when you're focusing on something that you were not good, because we do minimal progression on things that we are good already as well. But if you are not good at something, and if you try to understand it and put extra effort in bettering yourself, then there you will also see the results faster. So like every now and then I try to draw humans, even though I can't draw faces and my heads are always too big. But the point is to try to see what's wrong and then pay attention to that. So generally, when I pay attention, whenever I draw a human figure, I make sure to draw the head a little bit smaller than what my brain wants to tell me to draw, because I know that I overdraw them. So that's an example, I would say. Learn to draw cute anime girls. That's what I do to learn to get better. Very good, Ru. Very good. But if you have some examples, like if you have a specific drawing that you think that you're not so good at, feel free to just join our Discord and tag me when you post it, and when I have time, I'll take a look at it and try and help. Hey Hossein, you just arrived to the end of today's live stream. This is mostly drawing now, so I see already some schmears here and there. Anyways, ladies and gents, thank you very much for joining us. This was a fun one. Take care, And yeah, see everybody next Thursday, I think. All right, bye bye, take care.